What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We got week 7, college football here at Degen Central. Better week coming along for the boys. How's everyone doing?
Good. It was a great weekend of college football. Not a great.
It was topped off with a good matchup through three and a half quarters, though.
Yeah, like once Bama stopped turning the ball over on offense, and
Yeah.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. You wonder how many people, if they've tested twice, would have a. And I'm talking college football. I'm not talking about the world because obviously people get sick, but like how many of these college athletes who get tested this much that are asymptomatic, maybe they just don't fucking actually have it. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I forget who said it. It might have been someone on Barstool, but when Saban got his first positive test, he's just sitting there, he's like, test me a fucking again.
Yeah.
I'm just like spitting at him to test him again, and he just like kept going until he got 3 in a row.
Yeah, it's like he could have probably tested 1,000 times. They just took 3 that were negative.
Just like, I mean, obviously it's hindsight now, but if someone told me, like, if you say, like, Saban's going to find a way to get there, you're like, yeah, he'll fucking do it. He'll find a goddamn way. And like,
yeah, right. But, I mean, at least –
our line was great.
Yeah, right. I mean, we got it perfectly. But I guess the positive where you kind of knew it was a false positive is, like, no one on the team has tested positive. Now, knock on wood, they could, like, Friday. But, like, yeah,
right.
Getting it at 3.5 was great.
See, I almost wanted to, after my the Ole Miss game lost, I was thinking about upgrading that to a do or die. And I ended up not doing it, but wish I would have, obviously.
In the first half, though, I was like sitting there, I was like, damn, like Bama's defense really isn't that good, you know? But like I figured they'd be able to stop, but like Stetson Bennett kept just making plays. Like not great plays, but just like enough plays to keep drives going or be smooth enough. And then their running game was doing well. And then I feel like once they got stopped and Bama had that like 90-yard touchdown pass to take the lead, that like Georgia just like freaked out and thought they were in like a track meet. They started throwing the ball the entire time. It's like, dude, when Bama knows you're throwing, like this kid at Stetson Bennett is not that good. You know what I mean? Like he's a game manager. He's not going to fucking throw 100 times and beat, especially Alabama. Just then they start going 3 and out, and the next you know, you look, Georgia's defense is on the field for 10 out of the 15 minutes in the third quarter, and they let up 3 touchdowns. I saw someone say this, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. Clemson, we haven't seen Ohio State. I think that's the only team other than Clemson and Bama who are – I think those are the top 3 teams. Now, we haven't seen Ohio State play, but, like, based off of last year and everything, everyone that they return, the guys opted back in, like, you would probably put them at number 3 or 2 or 1. But this guy said Bama has the best position group in football, their wide receiver group, which I agree with, but Clemson probably has the best team. But Bama's wide receiver groups are so good, especially for college, that they can make up for like a bad defense because it's just like you can't stop them more than 3 plays in a row. And think of how many drops they had.
3 top 10 receivers. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like it's insane.
And think about how many drops they had. Like they still dropped up. They had like a bunch of drops, and Mac Jones still almost threw for 500 yards. Like these guys are insane, and like Georgia's defense is really fucking good. Clemson and Ohio State might be the only 2 teams that have a better defense than them.
I mean, the thing is, if Clemson's DBs are not like good enough to like lock those guys down somehow, I mean, I think like Bama, unless Mac Jones is like just making some stupid errors, Bama, I put a future on Bama right now. Like that, they are too good. Like they have 3 guys. That's like this might be the best receiving core of college football of all fucking time.
And they just lost 2 first-round draft picks last year.
Yeah, like it is crazy.
And then you throw in Najee Harris.
Yeah, with a stud running back. I mean,
and then their defense though is like they're super young. Yeah, they have 2 middle linebackers that are seniors, but like as a whole, their defense is young. So like each week that they play, they're only gonna get better. Especially like playing with Nick Saban, and like at halftime, he said they were running coverages that their DBs were getting confused on. Like they're only gonna get better. And if their defense can come around, like, I mean, shit, boys. But then you look at Clemson, and they fucking had like 60 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that fucking it's good that for y'all that you guys had them first half, but kind of sucks for the rest of the lines moving forward. Now their line this week is 46 against Syracuse. If they didn't absolutely pump the brakes off of Georgia Tech, it probably would not even be near that. And
I don't know. It might not have been 46, but I bet it would have been 39 or 40. Like, Syracuse just got their ass kicked by Liberty.
Terrible.
True, but Liberty's – dude, that's another thing. I fucked up. I had Liberty as my do or die almost, and I fucked it up.
Liberty is not bad. They're undefeated. I mean –
yeah. And they have a good quarterback. I didn't watch the game, but I was following it because I couldn't find it. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Liberty's not – it's like probably a mixture. Like, Liberty's good, but Syracuse is that bad too.
Yeah, I think it's wild because, like, the NFL just had one of its best classes of wide receivers get drafted, and like probably as of right now, I think is the best wide receiver class probably in 5 or 6 years at least. And you still have all these wide receivers going absolutely fucking stupid on and all these games, like especially with the Georgia-Alabama game, like I really wanted to take the under just like on a personal card just to bet something on the game because I didn't like the line after it got adjusted for Saban coming back into the picture. And I was looking forward to seeing Georgia like kind of expose some of Alabama's problems because they are like a top 3 defense at the very least, if not top 2. But Alabama just walked all over them come second half once all those turnovers went away. So going into the season, I definitely saw this as Clemson's year to lose. I thought Trevor Lawrence was definitely going to have like a super revenge year because that national championship was the first game he had lost in his college career, especially like going into his last season now.
Was that his first loss in his football career, or did he lose in high school?
Yeah,
I don't think he lost in high school.
I don't know about high school.
He might have lost one. I don't think he's really lost in high school though. It was like the Kyler.
So I think that might have been his first loss like ever.
That was like Kyler Murray. Like he never lost in high school.
Yeah.
They were talking about that before the Cardinals-Cowboys game.
Yeah, he's 7-0 in that stadium,
which is insane.
Exactly. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think it's a really interesting point in the season, especially bringing the Big Ten into equation. Like these teams, like the football teams, are playing a lot better than I was anticipating. Like these games are still super competitive, which is awesome to see. I really hope defenses start to step up a little bit just to make some other matchups a little more intriguing, but the offenses look great.
I mean, and then you got the UCF Memphis game. That was a great football game. Like
that was.
Also, I mean, I had Memphis money line, thankfully. But UCF just fucking blowing that game. And then did you guys see after the game that dude walked up and just started talking shit to the kicker?
No, what?
So like the kicker obviously missed the field goal to win. Yeah. And he's on the bench just like, like, fuck. Yeah. It's like this fucking position player just walks up. I don't know what he said, but the kicker tried fighting him. So he must have just started talking shit to him. Like
from Memphis or
no, a UCF player went up to his own teammate and said something.
Up with it.
And the kicker,
one of those guys just hates kickers.
Yeah, he was just like, I fucking knew we should have went for it. Like, but then like the kicker got up like he was gonna throw hands. It was so funny. Like,
there's a clip of it, or did you just see it live?
No, there was a clip. Yeah, for sure, a clip. I did see it live though because they like went over to the kicker because he was like emotionally distraught. Like he wasn't like just sitting there like, shaking his head. Like he was like the punter was trying to calm him down and he was like screaming. And then when they went to him, the guy went over to him and then you saw everything. It was like hilarious to fucking watch because I hate kickers too. But like, but like to your point, Nagy, of a good football game. That was a great football game to watch. Like that was just entertaining the entire fucking time.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Any more thoughts on week 6?
Yeah, Gus Malzahn is so fucking overrated, and Bo Nix.
How are they favored again this week?
Bo Nix sucks. I actually think they win this week, but I don't. They're not a good football. Bo Nix is so fucking bad. He is so bad.
That's why they call him Boo Nix.
It's It looks like they have no direction. Like their play calling just seems like picks out of the hat. Like there's no game flow to their offense at all. It's so hard to. It's almost like watching Dan Quinn literally call the offense. It's so similar and so frustrating because I think Bo Nix is like a halfway decent quarterback. Like
Yeah, halfway decent. I agree.
I don't think he's bad. Like I think he's good enough to be on
He's
an
average. He's average at best.
But like the play calling just does not fit him. Like there seems to be no chemistry between.
It does, but like, dude, there's some plays like their best receiver is gonna be a first or second round draft pick. He's really fucking good, and there's times he's running slants and Bo Nix just throws it 3 yards behind him. It's like, it's like, dude, like I think Bo Nix is an average quarterback, and I think sometimes he looks good.
Yeah.
And other times he looks horrible, and I think the offense sometimes makes him look good because sometimes they have some great play calls and it's like, damn, that's a good play call. And then other times it's like, what the fuck were you running this entire drive?
This is a good point. I think they run their offense like they have a really good defense. Like they run their offense like their defense is gonna make some stops and they just want to take time off the clock.
Yeah.
But the flow is just terrible for like what their offense wants to do.
To their defense's point though, like 14 or 21 of South Carolina's points all came off of turnovers. Like their defense didn't play horrible.
Right. I just mean like it reminds me of like
like they should just play with they have a good offense. I get what you're saying though. Yeah. All right. That's all I got though for this week.
All right, let's get into some updates. Michael won week 6, had a great week. He went plus 6.8 or 6.18, 6-4, 1-0 on the do or die. Brings his overall up to back into the positive. He's now plus 3.7 units with a overall record 21, 25-1, and 5-4 on the do or dies. So Michael now has 2 weeks, 1 through 6 weeks. Alina dropped 3.6 units this week. He did have a 3-2 record. Unfortunately, lost to the do or die, so 0-1 on a do or die play. So overall on the record, Alina's still double digits, commanding lead for Degen Central, plus 11.6 units, 21, 18-2, and 3-3 overall in do or dies. Alina's won 3 of the weeks in terms of units. And I had a better week. I dipped right back into the negative last week, pulling my way back to even. This week I went plus 4.7, 4-3 record, 1-0 luckily on my do or die, or else I would have been having to do double punishments this week. Thank fucking Christ, that's not the case. So overall now I'm 5.7 units in the hole. Overall record even at 19, 19-3. And 4-5 overall in my do or die plays, and I've won 1 week of units for college football in Degen Central. So that out of the way, you guys ready to talk about week 7?
Yes, sir.
Need
All
to.
right. So definitely one last thought. Like, I don't think I have a great chance right now. I would need like 2 or 3 unbelievable weeks, and then the rest of my weeks to be like super stagnant to have a chance. But Michael is now within like 8.5 units, I think, of Alina. So definitely still ground to make up. But Alina's due for another good week like he did in the first 3 weeks. So just got to watch out for
I think it's coming this week.
The random fade of the Citadel for 10-unit kind of plays. So
yeah, well, I got to play this week too.
He has to, or else he's on a 3-gamer.
Oh yeah, so Michael and I won our do or die, so we're clean for college football, and this is a must-win for Alina to avoid punishment. And I'm doing part of my punishments every day. Check out the Sarah Spain tweets; they're just horrendous tweets.
Well, she's a horrendous person. So
and we got the burger challenge coming up in the NFL show. So if you're watching this, make sure you watch the NFL. I'm going to be stuffing my face the whole 45 minutes or an hour, whatever the show is. And hopefully Michael helps me with the hosting so I'm not fucking spitting burger all over my laptop. But yeah, go check that out for sure too. Be sure to check out our Twitter too, Degen Central @Victory sports bets. Give us more suggestions for punishments. Hopefully nobody else has to do them, but definitely need some more suggestions on that. So that being said, let's get into week 7. Big Ten is back. Big Ten lines are live, and we got a couple to talk about. So first game we're going to talk about today in the highlighted games, we got Nebraska going to Columbus, Ohio, coming in at 26.5-point underdogs, over under 67.5. Boys, we have Ohio State big lines back on the board. What are we thinking here?
I mean, Ohio State's 100% going to win this game. Let's not act like they aren't. But this is the game of the battle of, like, who brought Big Ten football back. Like, you got to think, if Nebraska and Ohio State didn't throw their bitch fits and fight and Justin Fields do everything and Ryan Day do everything, Scott Frost do anything, these ADs continue to talk about how they need to play, like, does the Big Ten really even come back even after everyone came back? Like, this is a game of the two schools that actually stuck their neck out and was like, why the fuck aren't we playing football? So I respect both of them. Ohio State's going to win. I actually like Nebraska. I think it's way too many points. I think, like, Scott Frost had a disappointing year last year, and I don't think Nebraska is going to be as bad as they were last year. Ohio State is that good, but, I mean, game 1, like, it's going to be tough. I like Nebraska with the points, but, I mean, yeah, Ohio State's going to win this game.
On your card, like them, or just?
I mean, we'll find out.
I think Ohio State just fucking shits on them. So it comes down and who brought Big Ten football back. So it's between Nebraska, Ohio State, and Trump also thinks he did too. So
yeah,
3-way race there.
He did give him daily testing, man. It's all him, man.
I'm still worried about. We didn't really touch on it earlier. I'm still worried about and hopefully those fucking protocols they got to follow change or something. Because if one team gets it, like, it could fuck everything up.
Yeah, and imagine if, like, a one player on, like, a Nebraska gets it a week, like, 2 days after, and they, like, Ohio State players get, like, I mean, you're playing 8 games in 8 weeks. And, like, our other podcast, Irish Insight, they interviewed Pete Sampson, and he had a good point. But also, I don't know if I agree completely. Like, he was saying, like, if a game like Ohio State-Rutgers gets canceled, the committee doesn't necessarily need to see Ohio State play Rutgers.
I see.
But my argument, though, is like, it's at some point I get what you're saying, but, like, for the Big Ten, it seems like if you have one game canceled, you're automatically going to get a second. You know what I mean? It's going to be back-to-back weeks with their protocols. Like, you're going to play the second game out a number of players because it's like you're sitting out so long. But it's also like, I mean, I can't really compare someone who has 11 games to someone who has 8 games, like, or 7 games. Like, I feel like that's
already tough. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's so tough, and that's such less games. Like, I think it does matter, and, like,
and then it's gonna obviously, like, in a perfect world, yeah, the Ohio State Rutgers does not need to be played. But
right,
imagine if it's like an Ohio State versus, like, someone in the middle of the package. Like, we're like, okay, we actually do need to see that game.
Oh, yeah. Ohio State was Penn State. Penn State, but, like, Ohio State, Minnesota. I don't even think
Minnesota, or, like, if IU somehow, like, kept it within 6 against Penn State, like, we got to see that game. Like, we just –
I agree.
Yeah.
Common opponent-wise, at the very least. Like,
I agree.
I think the other good point, too, is, like, it's unfair if you have Clemson go 10-1 or 11-0, and they have to play 11 games, and then you have Ohio State – miss a game and only play 7, or play 8, including the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
But that's 3 less games that the other team had to possibly have injuries when you're putting your guys out there every single week and possibly get injured and be out for playoff football. I think that's, like,
I agree with that.
That's a huge part of football. Like, everyone's going to have injuries by the playoff time.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many benefits.
Well, what if, like, fucking Travis Etienne gets fucking hurt against NC State game 10 and Ohio State only played 7? You know what I mean? Like, it's like to your point, Nagy, it's like, if that fucking happens, it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing?
And to further it, like, if Clemson lost to some shitty team and Ohio State gets to cancel their shitty team games, like, I mean, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, well, what the fuck are we doing? Like, let everybody cancel their shitty
Like
games.
you said, I think I use, like, a pretty good opponent because, like, they're supposed to be good this year. they play a decent amount of teams tough. Like, who knows? They could get blown out game 1, but game 2, IU could like play someone like a Michigan tough. Like, I would not be shocked if Penn State
like
somehow blew them out, and then they played Michigan like super duper tough. But like to your point, like let's say
Ohio State matchup like that. No one thought that shit was going to happen, and
exactly. But then Clemson plays NC State, and it hurts them or whatever. It's like, well, what are we doing? Yeah. So I disagree. I don't think the committee needs to see it, but I think at some point it's like, I mean, what, you're just going to play way less games than everyone? Like, I think it's.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, sorry, but there has to be some sort of disadvantage or punishment, whatever you want to call it, for
I agree.
saying you don't want to play, and then a month later nothing's changed in the world, and you're all of a sudden playing. Like, that's a fuck up on your end. Like,
I agree.
Someone's got to be held accountable for that decision.
All of Ohio State players eat 10 burgers right before they play their first game of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. Even the playing field.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
Anyway, for this game, I think Justin Smith and Ohio State both have things they're chasing. Ohio State's going to want to
Wait, what?
No, not just against Nebraska. I'm saying.
Yeah, but who's Justin Smith?
Oh, sorry, bro.
The backup.
But anyway, they're going to want to uphold their ranking coming into the season. I don't think they want to roll over and just get a 2-touchdown win. I think they're going to want to blow them out just to kind of uphold their service in being in the top 10, even though they'll only play one game versus Notre Dame, Clemson, Alabama, who all have 3 or 4 games played. So I just think they're going to try to win by 40 points here. So it's fun to bet Ohio State, especially past years when they'd be 50-plus point favorites against Rutgers or Maryland. It's just
I love. There's something about it that I love taking, or I just love a insanely huge line. Remember, who do we take? Arkansas Pine Bluff plus 70 and a half.
Yeah. And they got beat by 88.
And they lost by 77 or whatever, 80.
But Nagy, I do agree with you on the point of Ryan Day is going to he's out for blood. I do think so our whole argument of they need to play, but I think he knows that they need to come out and look like one of the top 4 teams every single week. So the committee in their mind thinks, okay,
right.
Yes, they played.
Obviously, by the way.
Yeah, Justin Smith is gonna but
he's an IU basketball player a couple of years.
Yeah, but I do agree with that point. I don't know. I think Scott Frost is a good coach. I do, and I think Ohio State could be up 30 fucking 1 points and then let up a fourth quarter touchdown. Yeah, that's my only it's a lot of points.
It's definitely susceptible to the back door for sure.
But I would not be shocked if Ohio State came in and won 56-14.
Right.
I wouldn't be oh wow, I thought Nebraska was going to win. No, I think Nebraska.
Do we have fans opening week for Big Ten stadiums or
Big Ten will not have fans at all. It'll be family members and staff members. And
I was going to say no chance if they have these crazy restrictions.
Why can't they put the band in the third level by themselves all the way up? The band, just to make it feel you know what, we're hearing the band play.
What do you guys think about first half Ohio State? I kind of like that.
That's another one. It's first half you could get it at a good line. It's kind of the Clemson. It's kind of like the Clemson's before. Now we're probably not going to get a good Clemson first half line.
Yeah, that's what sucks. That's another reason why I was kind of pissed. I'm God damn it! Now it's a 21 point first half line, or even
it's 13.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's under 14. That's big.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't I won't do this, but Ohio State first half, Nebraska full game. Ohio State's going to win by 2 scores in the first half, in my opinion. And then I could see Ohio State being up 31, and then they take out their stars because it's you play so many games, and Big Ten doesn't get a bye, so you don't want to get anyone hurt. And
that's another great point on maybe why they don't cover these bigger spreads. But it also, the counterpoint is they need to be beating the shit out of everybody to look like the top 4 team.
For sure.
But yeah, I kind of do like the first half line. It just sucks when you're taking those, because if Nebraska wins the coin toss and pulls out some bullshit trick play, scores on their first drive, then it's uphill battle.
Even if they only put up a field goal, just take 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So Everyone make a pick there.
Yeah.
If I had to pick full game, it's definitely Ohio State.
Yeah, that first – I like that first half. I really like it. All right, so next game we're going to talk about – we got NC State rolling into North Carolina. North Carolina coming off a tough loss. Still over a 2-touchdown favorite. So North Carolina minus 14.5, over under 60.5. What do we like?
I like the over in this game. The way North Carolina played last week, yeah, I think they're going to come out and play better. But, like, I mean, are we not – like, are they really just not that good? Like, they're not as good as we think they are, in my opinion. Like,
Especially their defense. Like I
I
thought
was going to say, 2 weeks in a row, their defenses looked awful.
so
Like,
bad.
Florida State did whatever they want. Vatech did whatever they want. NC State's a better team than Florida State. Well, maybe Florida State moving forward is a decent team, but I mean, based on what we've seen, NC State's a pretty good football team. I like the over though, because North Carolina is going to score points. That's evident. Like they fucking have done it all year. Sam Howell's a great quarterback. They can't stop anyone. And NC State, they did lose their quarterback. That's why the line I think is so big. But I think NC State's still going to be able to put up some points.
I didn't know they lost their quarterback, so that makes sense.
They in like the fourth quarter.
So North Carolina, yeah, I mean, I know this is not a good excuse, but if they had a little bit more time, they're winning that game.
100%.
Probably.
100%.
But I mean, they still just looked like complete garbage for the first 30 to 45 minutes. And I think all of us would, if we had to somehow go back to last week, like we didn't actually think North Carolina was like a top 10 team. Like I think we all said that.
Yeah, they're definitely
they're like a 15th ranked team. We're not even like really making a big deal out of it. They're not fucking 5.
Especially now the Big Ten is back, like probably barely like a top 15 or 16 team.
Yeah, so
they were COVID ranked. I mean,
yeah, without a doubt. And I'm kind of glad they lost that game for Notre Dame's sake, just so like they don't have like they already lost, so like it's like okay, they're still gonna get up for the Notre Dame game, no doubt about it. But it's just, I hate playing the team where like they're undefeated and so are you, and it's like just like a fucking
bloodbath.
Like yeah, everyone's just like everybody's like just so fucking ready to play it. Like now it somehow puts less pressure on Notre Dame, which I like. But yeah, in this particular matchup, 14.5 is. I mean, I see North Carolina bouncing back big. I would take that 14.5, even though it's that's like the worst line ever. 14.5 is like, I hate that line so much.
Yeah.
I'd still take it.
Yeah, I'm definitely right here with Michael. I don't think either of these teams have a very good defense. I looked up North Carolina's weather. It's supposed to be high 70s, low 80s, no rain, which has been kind of rare for the East Coast the past couple of weeks. So I think both the teams are going to ball out. But if you like the over, I would tend to say NC State might pull the cover if the over hits. I don't know. It just kind of depends. North Carolina looked kind of flat. But this is a tough game. I don't necessarily like either any of the picks. But yeah.
It's also like this is like literally a COVID ranking game. Like in a normal year, North Carolina, like you said, Alina, probably would be like 15 to 20 ranked going into the Florida State game.
Maybe they were like 11. For some reason, that just popped in my head. Like I could see them being 11. Or
yeah, maybe. But they would be like fringe top 25 going into this week, if not unranked. And NC State, there's no way they're ranked in a normal year either.
No way.
So, like, you got two teams. You have to rank the matchup, but, like, is it really? Who knows? North Carolina could rattle off wins, and then they'd be like, okay, they are good. But it's like, right now, what have we really seen from North Carolina? But sorry to cut you off, Nagy.
No, you're good. That's all I have to say about that game.
Yeah, I mean, North Carolina can put up the points, so I don't hate the overpick at all.
Sure.
It's just, is North Carolina State – that's obviously the big worry is with this new quarterback. Are they going to be able to do it against North Carolina on the road? This is a rivalry game too, so kind of throws shit out the window. But I don't. Is this that big of a rival? Like, is North Carolina their biggest rival or no?
North Carolina doesn't really have football rivals, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's worried about basketball.
Yeah, so
But I don't know. Maybe because of, like, Duke's so bad at football or North Carolina's so bad at football. Maybe NC State is there.
or is NC State's
NC State and
Clemson or
North
no?
NC
Clemson and
State.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah, Clemson, South Carolina. NC
Yeah.
State's kind of like, okay, we're the little brother to Duke and North Carolina in terms of, like, rivalry. So, I mean, maybe North Carolina, when they're good, it's NC State because NC State's better at football than Duke normally. So,
Yeah. Yeah, this is the 14 in the hook is just stay away and just wait a sec to bet that. I'm recommending.
Yeah. I could see like a 38-28 score here in the overhitting, like 10-point win, but like with like a last like 5-minute touchdown by
yeah,
NC kind of thing.
down 17, score a
Yeah.
touchdown.
I could also see it being like 50-17 though too.
Like this is just asking for like a backdoor cover for sure. Like kind of similar to Ohio State, Nebraska, but I think it'll be a good game. Like at least it'll be high scoring a lot, like we mentioned we liked. But anyway, all right. Next game we're going to talk about going over the Big 12. We got Iowa State going into Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's been kind of flying under the radar. Pretty solid football team. -3.5. Over under 51.5. What do we like here?
Yeah, Oklahoma State's flying under the radar. I think honestly because they fucking barely beat Tulsa week 1. Like I think that was just everyone kind of forgot about them then. I don't know. This is just not a normal Oklahoma State team because their defense is like insanely good and their offense just like barely gets by, but they put enough points. I think people are giving Iowa State too much credit. I don't know. I don't have much to say on this, to be honest with you. Oklahoma State is a slim, but the only chance the Big 12 still has at a playoff. They have to run the table. But
That's not fucking happening.
exactly. Like someone's going to beat them. I don't think they get beat this week, though. I think Iowa State because they beat because Iowa State beat Oklahoma. I think they're getting way too much credit. I like Oklahoma State in this spot at home. I don't really have much to say. Yeah. I'm just kind of over the Big 12 to be completely honest.
Big 12's kind of dead now.
Yeah, I don't like this Big 12, like where they're low-scoring fucking games. Like, if you see 50 over/under in a Big 12 game, I'm hammering it every time. It's just never right.
Yeah.
Like this over seems so low still. Like I know their defense is okay, but I guess I'm just like until there would have to be like 5 straight years of the Big 12 having like defenses for me to like get that out of my fucking head that they just run up like 50-point games on their own like consistently. So. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go with. There's no way I would take Iowa State here. Like, there's just no way I would.
Yeah, I
on
agree.
the road.
I agree 100%.
3.5, like especially in Big 12 football, like 3.5 isn't really as scary of a line unless like this is my old head going back out. But it feels like there's so little field goals and stops. Like touchdowns are the difference here. So I mean, I just see like Oklahoma getting like one more stop than Iowa State does, and they cover. So I like Oklahoma State.
Yeah, me too. Especially at home, I feel like this line should be a little bigger actually. Because Big 12 been having a decent amount of fans. I think Oklahoma State's going to win this game at least by 6 or 7. Iowa State did look good against Texas Tech, but that was mostly the defense. And I don't think I think Oklahoma State's offense is a bit more explosive.
Yeah, that's true. They did look better against Texas Tech, but now like Texas Tech is getting really like disrespected here with these lines lately. Like do they have a game this week or no?
I didn't see him.
They did not.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how like Tech was getting like 9.5 that one week and then 12 and after so that they're undervaluing Texas is what that tells me. But yeah, they did look. Iowa State is looking a lot better. Like them covering against Texas Tech gave them a little bit more respect for me after their week 1 loss.
Yeah, the problem with Tech though is, they lost to Texas. And everyone's like, okay, maybe Tech's not that bad, but then they were weren't they favored against Kansas State by like 9 and lost, and then they were plus like 11 against Iowa State and lost by 16. So like they had back-to-back weeks of yeah, so
yeah, that is true. I took both of those games, and it just like I don't get how they went from like Texas's defense is that shitty, or they just like played out of their ass. Like they've not put up anywhere near that points since the 56 they put up against Texas or whatever it was.
they haven't scored over 30. They've scored 35 against Houston Baptist.
Yeah.
21 against Kansas State and 15 against Iowa State. They scored 56 against Texas.
That's just like that just does not make sense.
Yeah. I will say also, for any of our listeners that are more casual and just like doing like 4 or 5 team parlays, I think Oklahoma State at -162 is really good value to throw on a parlay if you tend to just take money lines and try to stay away from the spreads. So, especially at home, I think that's great value.
Yeah, I
don't disagree.
All right, so our next game, any more comments on that?
No, I'm good. Fuck the Big 12.
Next game is going to be 9 p.m. Cincinnati going into SMU. Cincinnati had last week off due to postponement, going in as underdogs. So Cincinnati plus 2.5, over under 56.
So, yeah, I had Cincy on my card last week. Maggie, you had them as your do or die. Obviously, the game got postponed. I like Cincy here. I think SMU is a good football team, but they have those stretches in football games where they just don't score for like 4 straight possessions or 3 straight possessions, and it's like a 3-and-out, 3 passes, have the ball for 30 seconds and punt. And I think the way Cincy plays is like perfect to kind of destroy that. I mean, they can run the ball. I don't think SMU's defense is like stout. I think it's okay. I think their Cincy's defense is pretty good. I like their coach Fickle. We were talking about North Carolina being a COVID ranking. Cincinnati at 9 is like the ultimate COVID ranking. But I like Cincy to win on the road in this game.
Yeah, that's a that would have been a tough stretch for. My opinion may have changed if Cincinnati had to actually play last week, because that would have been a tougher game for them as well. They were only favored by like 3 or something, 3.5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, SMU. Oh man, I mean they just really haven't. That Memphis one was kind of impressive, I guess. Now that they beat
UCF.
Memphis beat UCF.
Yeah, Memphis has gotten a lot better since the beginning of the season.
But then their other wins, like, are we counting Tulane as a good win? Like,
and it went to it was an overtime. Tulane missed a game-winning field goal. Like, they easily could have lost that game.
Definitely.
I mean, Texas State, I can't even like knock them for playing them close. Like, Texas State seems like they play like almost everybody close, but the other games they beat the shit out of them. So it's just tough to say. I just with the way that UCF's margin of victory has been 14 or more. Like, obviously, other than they're undefeated. I was looking at something else, but yeah. So their margin of victory is there for me to, like, having SMU favored here kind of doesn't really make sense to me. It feels like it should be pick them at the very least. Like I think closer to the kickoff, it'll get maybe like right at pick them. I wouldn't be surprised. So I like Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think this matchup just screams one of those games where kind of similar to the UCF-Memphis game this past weekend, where one team's going to be up 2 possessions, and then whichever team is down is going to score a quick touchdown and get the ball back somehow and have a chance to win the game or lose the game by a couple points. So that being said, I really like getting the 2.5 points. I do think Cincinnati is a better team here, especially with the extra week off. Like, they got to start preparing for SMU with an extra couple days.
Yeah.
And to play Saturday, so everyone's got an extra week of health under their belt. So, yeah.
Did they have the positive COVID, or did the other team?
No, Tulane did. Or no, who are they supposed to play?
Tulsa, right?
Tulsa.
Oh, I thought it was weather related.
No, it was COVID.
Oh, okay.
It was
It was
COVID.
Tulsa, right? Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It was Tulsa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Didn't they have that bad
Dust,
hurricane?
it had like a dust storm, yeah.
they had a
the
sinkhole right next to the stadium. I thought, my bad.
info.
So yeah, I really like getting points at Cincinnati here, and we'll probably see that on our card or two when we get to those. But one last game we got to talk about. It's going to be game day. Big Ten is back, so we got Michigan going over to Minnesota. Weather's starting to get really shitty here in the Midwest, which is crazy. Opening week for Big Ten, usually still in like the low 70s, at least high 60s. So, yeah, we got Michigan going to Minnesota. Michigan's a 3-point favorite, over under 55.
Minnesota lost like a lot of players from their defense from last year. They do have PJ Fleck. Fucking can't stand that guy.
Like PJ Fleck?
Fuck no.
Why not?
He's such
He's
a
bald?
row the boat. He's such a douchebag. No, I'm going bald. He also fucking, cheated on his wife with a stripper. I mean, the guy's a piece of shit. But
He doesn't drink milk.
yeah, he doesn't drink milk.
Probably a lot of respect from his players for that, though.
Probably, but this is like one of those. I don't know. I think we say it every year, but I feel like this is like Jim Harbaugh has to produce this year. Like,
So
right?
bad on the road against good teams.
He's so bad. I agree. But like, it's like, doesn't he have to produce now? Like, he's been there for a while where it's like, you got to win one of these games. You know what I mean? Not like him just because he statistically do, but him in a sense of like just Michigan viewing him. Like, you got to win one of these games. I mean,
Michigan losing this, just they need to just pack up and just.
That's what I'm saying. Their
call it a
season's.
day.
That's what I'm saying. Their season's just completely over. They could. It's just like fucking like they're gonna lose 4 or 5 games. I think if they lose this game. I think.
Remember last year though when we were saying this exact same thing. I think it was the Iowa game when they were underdogs. I think. Remember, it was Michigan had just lost to. Did they lose to Army or did they barely beat Army?
Barely beat Army.
Okay, they barely beat Army, then lost to somebody else. I forget who.
Wisconsin got their ass kicked.
Okay, they got shit on like 35 to 3 against Wisconsin. So
yeah,
that Iowa game was so. It was either they're gonna.
That's right. They
It was
barely
like their collapse or not.
Yeah.
They fucking won and then ended up beating Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They could have been collapse.
I like Michigan actually. This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be one of the most like. Both these teams should be pretty good. Like they return a lot, they recruit well. But it's like first game, like they're probably somewhat evenly matched. So it's gonna be like one of those weird. PJ Fleck's probably gonna run like 18 trick plays. Like
I wish this wasn't a first game. I'd love this late in the season.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Probably like a fake punt. Probably have ones in his pocket because he fucks strippers. But like I like Michigan. I like Harbaugh. I think he pulls it out. I don't like they're not beating Ohio State this year, but I think they beat other teams to make his season not so shitty.
See, I think this might be the perfect excuse for Harbaugh to get away with another mediocre season being COVID. Last time a game was a similar line to this at home was the Wisconsin-Minnesota game, and Minnesota ended up winning, and they were like it was like +3, like something very similar.
To what game?
It was the last time like it was a big game at Minnesota against like a formidable opponent, Wisconsin.
Penn State.
Or
Well,
was it Penn State?
they lost to Wisconsin, so
Or was that? Am I thinking of Penn State then, where it was +3?
you're thinking of Penn State. They
Okay,
were like
yeah.
+5, I think, or like 3, and they ended up
And
winning.
they won, yeah.
But yeah, because Wisconsin they got beat by like 14 or 21.
Was that at Minnesota or at Wisconsin?
It was at Minnesota too.
Oh shit! Okay, I mixed those up. For some reason, I want to say Minnesota, but this is a game where we literally have no idea how good these teams are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
It sucks. Like that's what you fucking get, Big Ten. Now we have a fucking insane matchup week 1, and no one knows what the fuck to expect. So no
and like Ohio State, we know is going to be
yeah,
good.
exactly. Like Ohio State and Penn State should be pretty damn good. Everybody else is like
Wisconsin returns a lot. Like they should be good. These two teams, could fucking both go like 4-4, and I wouldn't be shocked. Or they both could be like 6-2 fringe teams that are pretty good. I'd be like, okay, but like, I mean, we just don't fucking this could be like the catapult for one person's season, and then the demise of the other person's season. Like,
could catapult a team right to where they need to be, and bury the other. The having like I just like that just made me think like a 6-2 record in the Big Ten. Like, where does that end you in the rankings? Like you lost a third of your games, or no, a fourth of your games.
I think they're gonna be so like just like okay, Ohio State plays Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship. Ohio State wins their playoff. Wisconsin loses. They're the Big Ten representative for a New Year's Six. Like, I think they're not. You know what I mean? Like, I think rankings are going to be so like dry at the end of the year because it's just going to be like. I mean, we can't really truly rank all these teams, so it's just going to be like ACC. Notre Dame plays Clemson in the ACC championship. Okay, Clemson won. They're in the playoffs. Notre Dame lost. Okay, they're the Orange Bowl. Like, I think it's just going to be like that. So like 6-2. I don't know, probably maybe 15-25, but it's like, will it really necessarily matter? Because these bowl committees are just going to ask who they want to ask. You know what I mean?
So that's good for the viewer. That should get some really good fucking matchups. Like,
this is probably going to be the best matchup wise, especially because we haven't seen any of these teams play each other. So are they
doing? It's still conference tied to the bowl games though, but they can just ask anyone in the conference.
I don't know about the bowl game. I know the New Year's Six, it's still conference ties, but I don't know about the bowl games because I'm pretty sure I don't know. I think they can just fucking ask anyone. So like, you could have like fucking the Outback Bowl have like Michigan versus fucking Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Like, you get a powers playing.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think the quote, who knows what the fuck is going to happen, like, Taylor's really strong with this game.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, like I said, I don't really love Harbaugh on the road against decent teams, and throwing on top that it's game day. I don't know, just something kind of funky. I think it's going to be a big talking point about Harbaugh in the news for the next week after losing week 1. So I really like the 3 points for the home team in a big game. Minnesota's kind of like smaller town right where the school is. I think they're getting a lot of love from their fans, and I don't really think Michigan's all in. Like, all the Michigan fans are all about the season as much as Minnesota is. So
yeah,
3 points.
Also, 1 point on this though. Minnesota has a receiver who's really fucking good, but he literally dropped out of fucking school, hired an agent, went to wherever he was training, and just started training for the NFL. They said the Big Ten's back on, and he just comes back, re-enrolls, is fine, and is playing. Like,
yeah, there were a couple players that did that where they
but most of them didn't hire agents, and they stayed.
Yeah, only a couple.
They stayed enrolled. This guy hired an agent and dropped out of school.
Why would you not enroll? You're not paying for it anyway. Like, just stay enrolled just in case. Like,
you can literally like your fucking agent can have someone do your fucking classes for you online. Like, you don't need to drop out. But like,
your head coach fucks strippers, he can get your classes done.
Exactly, or your agent. But like Rondell Moore from Purdue, he didn't drop out though, and he didn't hire an agent. The guys from Ohio State, they didn't drop out or hire an agent. The guy from Penn State, who I don't think is playing, he dropped out, but he's not playing. This guy drops out, hires an agent, and then the NCAA is like, oh, yeah, that's fine. It's like, dude, all right, you guys are so worthless, which I'm fine with because, like, I think these guys should be able to play, but, like, it's like the NCAA is so worthless.
Yeah, just contradicting left and right. But, yeah, I think he should play too, so fuck it.
All right, any more notes for those games?
Yeah, this is a must win for Harbaugh. That's all I gotta say.
All right, here we go. Time to get into the cards. As we mentioned earlier in the records, it could be another swing week. Alina's due for a big week, so watch out for Alina's card. Anybody that's looking to tell anybody. So yeah, anybody eager to get started and get their card out there?
Yeah, I'll start. Okay. Tomorrow night, Arkansas State goes on the road to Appalachian State. I have them at plus 13, and I have Arkansas State. I have Nebraska plus 26.5. I think Ohio State clearly wins that game, but I think Nebraska gets a late touchdown. I have Penn State minus 6.5. Fuck you, Nagy. IU sucks.
It's only
Um,
7.
6. Okay, I like that. Iowa at Purdue -3. I think Iowa's actually going to be pretty good this year. They had kind of a disappointing year last year. Boston College -3 at home. Georgia Tech literally got, just demolished last weekend. I think their season might be over. And then I have 2 do or dies.
All right.
God, man. So I love I'm like I need to like not bet some of these, but I love almost like every Big Ten fucking line. Big Ten being back. I
I know there is a lot of.
I like Wisconsin minus, is it 19.5?
Yep, at Illinois Illinois at home Friday night. I like that too, actually.
Yeah, I like that. I'm not gonna say that one. I'll say it later. I like Ohio State first half. I think I'm just gonna roll with that. 13.5 sounds fine to me.
Good pick.
I like Michigan State minus 13.5 against Rutgers.
Only 12 on mine.
12. Okay, I'll take 12. Fuck yeah.
Against Rutgers?
Yep.
Dude,
I think Rutgers probably wishes they're like, come on, can't we just get out of this season, guys? Like,
there's no way. I didn't even see it. There's no way Rutgers even
Dude,
has a football team. Like they shouldn't. No, my God. Add that to my card. I'm adding that to my card too.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What is it? 12.5?
Just 12.
Just 12, yeah.
Michigan State's also the first game for that new coach. Like, he's ready to play.
Mm-hmm. I like Kansas. Do I like Kansas State first half? God damn it! Is Kansas State like that big of a rivalry? Like, will the Kansas guys be ready to fucking play?
It's 10.5.
Yeah, but Kansas's best offensive player literally just opted out on Monday. Like, he's been playing, and they're so bad, he said, I'm done.
What position is he?
He's like a running back slot guy. His name's Puka Williams. He's like a few years ago, he had like 350 yards against Oklahoma. Like, he's pretty good.
Oh, shit. I think I remember that.
He just opted out on Monday. He was just like, no.
Yeah, I'll go Kansas State first half.
Where is it at?
It's at Kansas State.
Okay, so Kansas doesn't have fans. Kansas State does have fans. That's actually a pretty good pick, yeah.
I like Liberty again. They're minus 11 here against Southern Miss at home.
Hugh Freeze and the boys.
Yep. And then I think there was one more. See, we never really talked about the Penn State Indiana game. This in like my back when I used to fucking run some teasers. This is the perfect teaser play to get Penn State money line pretty much. But it just feels like the biggest sucker bet of all time to take Penn State here, but I kind of want to do it.
Don't overthink it, kind of thing.
But I don't at the same time. I'm not going to touch that one. Fuck that.
Yeah, I just can't respect IU. They fucking have a tight end who beats his girlfriend and he's playing Saturday. So, you know what? Some things are bigger than sports, and I guess not to IU.
Some things, just not that thing. I love Iowa -3 at Purdue.
I do too. I think Iowa's going to be good this year. Purdue's quarterbacks blow. They have good receivers, but their quarterbacks blow.
I mean, the -3s in college especially are like pretty much just win the damn game. Like there's rarely games that come down to 2 to 1 points.
And you also you can easily push right here, which is okay.
Yeah, which is fine. I think that's a safe one. And then lastly, fuck, I don't want to take that. I was gonna mess with the Michigan, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to. So the last one I got is my doer. All
righty. So mine, I think I got 9 plays here, and then my do or die. So I got Wisconsin, Illinois over 51.
Good pick.
Ohio State minus 13.5 first half. Got Louisville. Make sure I still got the same line. It should be -5 still. I can't imagine it would have changed in 2 hours. I can't remember who they're playing. That's kind of why I'm stalling.
Who is it?
Louisville.
Oh, they're playing Florida State.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, yeah. And then I got Ole Miss but I'm taking the money line. Plus 128, 1 unit. Then I got TCU plus 6.5 against Oklahoma. Baylor plus 8.5 against Texas. Kentucky minus 5.5. Forget who they're playing, but they're playing really well right now. Fuck, I can't remember who they're playing.
Just go. You don't need to say.
Who is it?
Kentucky.
Minus 5.5.
Yeah, they're playing. Fuck, I just forgot. Go ahead. I'll say it.
And then I'm actually going to take Minnesota's money line plus 123. Cincinnati plus 2.5 makes the card, and then my do or die.
Missouri is Kentucky.
Yeah, Missouri.
Okay.
They're playing at Missouri.
That's a good. I like that pick.
I like Kentucky too. I forgot about that one.
I'm adding Kentucky. What is it? Minus 5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
They are playing well. Good pick, Nagy. I'm adding that. All right. So my do or dies. I have 2. I have Cincinnati money line at SMU. I love that. Then I have Michigan minus 3 at Minnesota. I said it's a must win for Harbaugh. Guy likes to drink milk. PJ Fleck doesn't. That's going to win them the ball game.
How many units on each of those?
5 on both.
5 on both. All right.
Shit.
You want me to go first? Save yours for.
Yeah, you can if you want. Yeah.
Because yours is going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah. Olena's is for 3 in a row.
Right. So Notre Dame didn't look that great, but their defense Notre Dame is such a good like rock back and forth between like their offense outplaying their defense and then their defense outplaying their offense. So I think Notre Dame, who they're playing
Pitt.
Playing Pitt. I think the offense rolls back. Maybe the defense allows more than 7 points this week. Over 43.5.
Oh, that's super low.
Yeah, usually Notre Dame over-unders are usually between about 53.5 to about 60.5, 61.5. So, I mean, this is a great bargain coming off that 12-7 game. So, I'm going to put 4 units on that.
Yeah, wow. I like that. I'll add that to my card, I think. But so what is the I need to check this line. What is the the first half line in Army Mercer, if it even has it?
Do you know what time they play off the top of your head?
Noon.
Yeah, I think it's a noon kickoff.
It doesn't offer a halftime spread.
God damn it.
What's full game?
30.5.
Yeah, I'm about to say if it's that kind of game, they probably don't. Dude, Mercer, they're bad though.
Bro, Mercer just played Jacksonville State tough, who played Florida State kind of tough.
Yeah,
so I'm sketched out about it. God damn it, bro. I want that to be my pick, but I like that there's a couple others that I like too, but I can only pick one. Motherfucker, man. I think I'll end up doing I like Notre Dame first half is another one that's like popping into my head here. I think they bounced back a little bit, but I think I'm gonna go. You know what?
What?
I'm going fucking
Ohio State money line.
I'm going Ohio State money line, boys. No,
Notre Dame's minus 6.5 for the first half.
6.5. What's Iowa first half?
Got to be 1, 2.
Fuck. Dude, I might make Iowa my dooski.
Full game.
This is tough, bro. I know people are gonna vote burgers for me too, probably. Oh, I got it.
1.5 for the first half. Iowa.
1.5. Come on, why you got to give me the hook?
Okay, while he's thinking, I'm adding Wisconsin first half to my card. I think they blow out Illinois, and also.
Wait, did I say first half or just overall?
I thought you said full game.
Okay.
And also, I just remembered Illinois is a team that beat Wisconsin last year, so.
Yeah, hard to win 2 in a row upsets.
Yeah.
That's bulletin board all day.
First
Actually,
by the way.
Fuck, I love that first half, actually.
Did I just give you your DOD?
Yeah. Dude,
yeah.
Illinois is a better second half team.
Yeah, but Wisconsin normally beats the fuck out of these type of
Dude,
teams.
the first games of Wisconsin, like the first couple of the past three, it's been like 50-0. Like
Yeah.
seven, like
Disrespect Lovey Smith, bro. Lovey Smith might smack you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll smack him.
fucking Lovey.
Are you taking that?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my dooski.
The full game or the half?
The first
Half.
half. I'll take him full game too, but I like it first half.
the first half's your Dusky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.5? How many units?
It's 10.5. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna buy
under.
a half point. And no, I'm kidding. I'll put
Imagine pushing your Dusky for 3.
yeah, that would suck. You gotta do it again then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could.
I'll do I mean I fucking love that pick. I'll do fuck. I'll do 7 on it.
7.
7.
Wisconsin minus 10.5 first half is going to be the Dusky.
All right. You heard it.
TikTok, whatever.
All right. So those are our picks. We'll tweet them out. Big Ten football's back, baby. Football's in full swing. Fuck PJ Fleck. IU needs to be reminded that some things are bigger than sports. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.